What's up, everybody? It's me. I'm back with another video, and this is a spontaneous one because I actually wanted to go to a concert tonight, but unfortunately I'm not the healthiest guy at the moment. My back is fucked. I'm feeling dizzy, so I decided not to go. But on the other hand, I thought, what the hell am I going to do now? So I decided, you know what, I have time on my hands, and I just got a newsletter from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and it's a topic I wanted to talk about for quite a while now. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna make this video now. And yeah, they announced the 2024 nominees a couple hours ago, and yeah, every year there are discussions and conversations about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in general, and about the nominees and inductees and so on. And especially the hard rock and metal guys are saying that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is a joke. And to a certain extent, I agree. I get it, because I gotta say I like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I've been to Cleveland, Ohio, and I visited the Hall of Fame, and it was a lovely day. It really was, and it was fun because there are a couple guys in the band, or musicians, and you can play songs with them. And obviously, I'm a drummer, so I decided to play drums with them, and yeah, we played Highway to Hell in Hotel California, and yeah, it was fun. I had a blast, and yeah, I can recommend to every music fan to go to Cleveland, or to visit the Hall of Fame. I'm from Germany. So obviously I'm not in the, my dad lives in America, so obviously I'm in the States. I visit the States every year anyway, but I don't visit Cleveland every year. So but 4 or 5 years ago, I decided now's the time. I'm a music fan. I always wanted to visit the Hall of Fame, so I decided to go to check it out. And like I said, it was a lot of fun and it was lovely. But yeah, that being said, I can understand why there are discussions and conversations about the Hall of Fame, and why some people say that it's a joke, because for me, it's quite weird, that there are acts in there. First of all, there are acts in there who have nothing to do with rock and roll whatsoever. And if they decide to induct some hard rock or metal bands, those are bands who should have been in years ago. So Judas Priest, for example, perfect example, got inducted 2 years ago, should have been in, I don't know, 20 years ago, even more, because the rule is you have to release an album, or there's a 25 year gap between the first album and the first chance to be nominated for the Hall of Fame. But if you think about it, Judas Priest have been around since, I don't know, 55 years, something like that. And they just got inducted 2 years ago. But on the other hand, Metallica got inducted in 2009, who got influenced by Judas Priest or Iron Maiden. And yeah, they got in way earlier, and the order makes no sense. So Iron Maiden still not in. That's a mystery to me. Should have been in years ago, decades ago. Obviously, as a German guy, Scorpions should have been in years ago. Still not in, which is a mess. But yeah, what can you do? So, like I said, I got a newsletter from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with the 2024 nominees. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 acts are on the ballot this year. Some are rock acts, some are not rock acts. But I mean, you have to go back. You have to go way back, and define the term rock and roll, because it originated from R&B and rhythm and blues and jazz and so on. So I get why they induct some R&B acts into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They inducted James Brown and Aretha Franklin back in the 80s when the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame first started. So I get it, but there are also some acts who are not rock and roll whatsoever. And it's the same this year as well. So, and there are some hip hop acts in there, and there are some pop acts in there. So you have to draw the line somewhere. So because also there is a hip hop Hall of Fame and there is a country music Hall of Fame. Dolly Parton first declined to even be considered to be inducted into Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because she's not rock and roll. Obviously, it's a huge honor, obviously, but yeah, it's weird, So you wouldn't induct AC/DC into the Hip Hop Hall of Fame. So yeah, so they should rename it into the Music Hall of Fame. So yeah, it's quite weird, if you think about it. So I'm talking about the nominees. Let's go. So first on the list, Mary J. Blige, and yeah, this is a perfect example about the whole rock and roll and R&B discussion, because she's an R&B act, and she was nominated in 2021, and my opinion, yeah, she's done some cool stuff, but is she really worth it to be inducted now? I think she should wait a little longer. She's done some cool stuff, but yeah, she shouldn't be in now. She should wait a little longer, in my opinion. Next on the list, Mariah Carey. Obviously, she's more pop or R&B, no rock and roll whatsoever. But yeah, one of the biggest selling artists of all time. I mean, come on, she still holds the record for the most number ones on the US charts. Has influenced a lot of female artists, in particular Ariana Grande and so on. And yeah, it's not my number one choice, but considering the fact that Whitney Houston is already in, why shouldn't she be in? So maybe she can wait a little longer, but so it's fine by me. So it's not my number one choice, but Mariah Carey, I mean, you cannot deny her impact, so I'm fine with it. So next on the list, Cher. This is one of those classic situations where I'm baffled by the fact that she wasn't even nominated so far. I mean, come on, Madonna got inducted. They even nominated Cyndi Lauper last year, and now they nominated Cher. I mean, what's wrong with them? I mean, how long has she been in the business now? 500 years or something? So, I mean, come on, Cher has been around since the 60s, 70s or something like that, and is a big star, had huge hits. If I could turn back time, Believe, obviously. I mean, come on, big star, huge hits, influential. For me, it's a yes. Then next on the list, Dave Matthews Band. They were nominated in 2020. And it's also one of those situations where people say the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is a joke because they have this fan poll thing going on for quite a few years now. And I think Dave Matthews Band was number one on the ballot in 2020. And for some reason, the Hall of Fame decided, no, we're not going to listen to the fans. We're not going to let them in. So why do you decide to come up with that fan poll then? So they have all those fans voting for their favorite artist, and then all of a sudden the Hall of Fame say, fuck no, we're not going to induct them. So it's also one of those things that I don't understand. We'll never understand when it comes to the Hall of Fame. But anyway, Dave Matthews Band, big selling act. Check this out. When it comes to discography, first album 6 times platinum in the US, then 7 times platinum, 4 times platinum, 3 times platinum, 2 times platinum, platinum, gold, and then you also have the live albums, platinum, 2 times platinum, 2 times platinum, platinum, gold. I mean, come on. Yeah, for me, it's a yes. Next on the list, Eric B. and Rakim. Leave it out. It's not rock and roll. There's a Hip Hop Hall of Fame. I don't know if they're in the Hip Hop Hall of Fame, but it's not rock and roll. It's a no for me. I'm sorry. Next on the list, Foreigners. They should have been in 20 years ago. I mean, come on, one of the biggest selling rock bands of all time. Huge albums, huge hits. Come on, Feels Like the First Time, Cold as Ice, Double Vision, Hot Blooded, Jukebox Hero, I Wanna Know What Love Is. They still play those songs on the radio. You know them all. They're still touring, even though not in the original lineup, but it doesn't really matter. The body of work is amazing. And Lou Gramm, one of the greatest rock singers. Mick Jones, great songwriter. Come on. It's a no-brainer. Yeah, so definitely yes. Peter Frampton. Was he nominated before? No. I'm not really familiar with his work. I know a couple songs, but yeah, he's been around also for over 50 years now. So I would say yes. Next on the list, Jane's Addiction. I'm not familiar with them. I'm sorry. I'm not really into that alternative music scene. But from what I've heard is that they paved the way for all those grunge bands, or paved the way for the grunge movement. And for that matter alone, they should be in. It's the same with, I mean, Nirvana is already in and some other grunge bands, so why shouldn't they be in? So I would say yes, even though I'm not familiar with their work. Next on the list, Kool and the Gang. I like those songs, man, because actually my parents used to buy cover records back in the day, so I've grown up with Kool and the Gang music, and I actually do own this Greatest Hits CD and great stuff. Jungle Boogie, Hollywood Swinging, Ladies Night, Celebration. It's a celebration. So get down on it. So Joanna, Fresh, Cherish. Lovely songs, great songs. So I think, and also I think Kool and the Gang is the most sampled band in hip hop history. So, and I mean, it's not really rock and roll in that sense, but I mean, Earth, Wind and Fire got inducted in the Hall of Fame in the year 2000. So it's a mystery why Kool and the Gang had to wait that long to be even nominated. So yeah, for me, it's a yes. Next on the list, Lenny Kravitz. I've always liked the guy, very talented guy. I've seen him live in concert twice. I did a reaction video for one of his songs a couple months ago. And yeah, it's a great writer, great singer. He produces himself. He can play anything, you know, guitar, bass, drums, keyboard, you name it. And he worked with Michael Jackson, with Madonna, with Lionel Richie, and yeah, for me it's a yes. Next on the list, Oasis. I've been waiting for this one for quite a while now, because you have to ask the question, who's gonna show up at the ceremony if they really get in? It's either gonna be Liam Gallagher and Bonehead and some other guys, or it's gonna be Noel Gallagher by himself. I can't imagine that they're both gonna show up and say, "How you doing, brother? It's nice to see you." It's not gonna happen. No, I don't think so. It would be wonderful though. I mean, come on, what's the matter? I mean, we all know that they don't get along. But I mean, Liam said multiple times that he would love to reunite with his brother. And not necessarily as Oasis, but as brothers. But Noel Gallagher says, no, Oasis is my past. Now I'm doing High Flying Birds. I'm fine with that. And yeah. But we'll see. It's going to be interesting. Next on the list, Sinead O'Connor. Rest in peace. This is injustice, I think, in the sense that they nominated her now, because they should have nominated her while she was still alive, or even inducted her. Because I feel like that her situation is pretty similar to Michael Jackson's situation, because the same people who criticized him in his final years were the same people who praised him after he passed away. And I feel like that's the same what happened with Sinead O'Connor. You know, where were all those people when she really needed it? You know, because she had her troubles and so on. And all of a sudden, after she passed away, those were the same people who all of a sudden said, "Oh, she was a wonderful person and she's done some wonderful stuff." So yeah, that's sad. Because let's face it, she had that one big album, Nothing Compares to You, of course, but in the US at least, her career was pretty much over after that Saturday Night Live thing. But in reality, she's done some more albums, and she was forward thinking, and she was a rebel in a way. So for that reason alone, I think she's more rock and roll than some of those rock bands that are already in. So I think she deserves to be inducted now, although it's a shame that she's not here anymore to experience this honor. Next on the list, Ozzy Osbourne, Prince of Darkness. He's got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame together with his Black Sabbath bandmates. And although I'm not a fan, but for me it's a yes, just to represent heavy metal in this year's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony. So for me it's a yes. Next on the list, Sade, or Sade as the Americans like to call her. I love Sade, man. I love the music, I love the albums. I've seen her live in concert 13 years ago, and man, that was one of those rare moments where I was really starstruck, because she appeared on that stage and I was like, man, this is Sade. Because she has that aura, and it was unbelievable. And it was musically and visually, it was a treat. And it's a shame that she's not really prolific in her record making. She makes an album and then she disappears for eons. And I mean, the last album came out in 2010, so it's already been 14 years, for God's sake. So the best musicians are waiting for that long, and all those acts you don't want to hear new music from, constantly pumping music out, and you're getting sick of it. And but man, Sade, you cannot hate Sade, in my opinion. It's a perfect chill out evening music, perfect Sunday morning chill out music. It's just, who doesn't love Sade? Or you don't even have to love her, but just appreciate the fact that she always stayed true to herself. She was always classy, never sold out. She always, she lives on a farm somewhere. So there's no glamour whatsoever. She always stayed true to herself. No social media crap, no fake attitude, and also, for people who don't know this, it's not just her, it's also her bandmates, because Sade is actually a band. It's Stuart Matthew Mann, Andrew Hale, and Paul Danman. So, and of course, I'm sure if they're going to be inducted, I'm sure those four are going to be inducted as a band. And great guys, and a great lady. For me, it's 100% yes. And then last on the list, A Tribe Called Quest. Like I said, it's a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, not a Hip Hop Hall of Fame. I'm not sure if they're in the Hip Hop Hall of Fame already. But I'm sorry, it's a no for me, but you should draw the line somewhere. It's not rock, it's hip hop, and so subsequently they should be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, even though weirdly enough there are already hip hop acts in. But I don't get it, but what can you do? This was my video about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and the 2024 nominees. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, or subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate it, and thanks for watching.